Look at you, standing in front of the mirror, thinking you know what you see. Meanwhile, you haven't the slightest clue. You only know what the mirror shows you. You know your face, your body, and your reflection. But you do not know your presence. You do not know your energy. And you certainly don't know what people feel when you walk into a room, nor what they actually see when they look at you. Because the mirror only shows the surface. It gives you shape, not presence. It gives you reflection, not awareness. A mirror will never show you the way you carry yourself in a conversation, or the look on your face when you get uncomfortable, or the shift in your tone when you're trying to hide what you really feel. And it definitely will not show you the energy people receive from you before you even say a word. That is the part that people miss. They spend their whole life looking at their reflection, but never learning how they actually show up. And if you cannot see how you show up, then how can you ever fully understand yourself? What do people see when they look at you? Not what you hope they see, not what you assume they understand. What do they actually receive from you? Because that is a very different question. You might know what you meant, you might know what you were thinking, you might know what you were trying to explain, protect, avoid, or prove. But other people don't live inside your head. They don't get the full story behind your expression. They don't automatically understand the reason behind your tone. They don't feel every thought, every insecurity, every fear, every intention, or every explanation moving through you. They only experience what comes out. Your words, your silence, your timing, your reaction under pressure, the look on your face when something bothers you, the tension in your body when you feel uncomfortable, the energy that reaches them before you even say a word. That's what people are responding to. And this is where a lot of people get confused. They think being misunderstood means the other person didn't see them properly. And maybe sometimes that is true. But sometimes people are responding to exactly what you showed them, not what you meant to show them, not what you thought you were showing them, what actually came through. That is why self-observation matters. Because if you only know yourself from the inside or through a mirror, you'll keep judging every interaction by your intention. But the world doesn't only respond to your intention. It responds to your delivery, your presence, your timing, your reactions, your ability to stay aware of yourself while something is happening. And if you cannot observe yourself in those moments, then you are missing half of the entire interaction. Half of what your entire life potential can be. You are only aware of what it feels like to be you, but you are not aware of what it feels like to be across from you. And this matters because you don't live inside of a box. You don't move through life in some perfectly controlled environment where only your private opinions of yourself matters. Life does not work that way. You have to speak to people, work with people, disagree with people, build trust with people, handle pressure, silence, awkwardness, misunderstanding, rejection, attention, conflict, and unexpected situations that don't wait for you to feel prepared. So yes, how you see yourself matters, but it's not the whole picture. There's levels to this. You can feel confident inside and still come across defensive. You can believe you're being honest while someone else experiences you as harsh. You can think you're being quiet and calm. The person across from you feels distance, coldness, or tension. That doesn't mean they're always right about you. And it doesn't mean that you should live your life controlled by everyone's perception. But it does mean you should be aware enough to understand what you are putting into the room. Because whether you like it or not, life responds to how you show up. Opportunities are affected by it. Relationships are affected by it. Trust is affected by it. Respect, connection, communication, leadership, confidence, all of it is shaped by more than just what you think about yourself. That's why learning how you appear to your environment is pivotal. It is a challenging skill, but an incredibly fun one. You begin seeing parts of yourself that were simply hidden in plain sight. You notice now when your tone creates distance. You recognize when your confidence is real and when it's just a performance. You are constantly aware of your body language. This is where self-observation becomes self-improvement. But now you are not just guessing who you are. You are watching yourself in real situations, secretly, but very closely. And that gives you something most people never develop: the ability to see how your world receives you. It really starts simple. First, sit somewhere quietly and alone. Observe yourself in full detail. Notice how you're positioned. Your head, your shoulders, your hands, your feet, the clothes you're wearing, their colors, the expression on your face. Take in as many accurate details as you can. Then, pick a spot in the room you're in. A corner, a chair, a place on the wall above you, a place lower than you. Now imagine that there are a set of eyes right where you picked, looking back at you. What would you look like from that angle? Because angle changes perception. From above, you appear one way. From below, another. And from the side, something else becomes visible. At first, this will feel strange. That's normal. But the more you practice, the clearer the image becomes. Eventually, you'll be able to start moving that viewpoint around yourself until you can see yourself from every direction while you're still sitting there. Then you can take it into real life. When you are speaking to someone, ask yourself what they are seeing, what they are hearing. What's their expression telling you? How is your energy landing? And once you get better at doing that with one person, you can move that awareness from person to person within the same room. That's where this gets interesting. Because once you can observe yourself through another person's position, you stop guessing how you show up. You start seeing it. And once you start seeing it, you can't unsee it. You begin to understand yourself in a way the mirror could never teach you. Not just how you look, how you arrive, how you respond, how you affect the room around you. That kind of awareness is a game changer. Because now you are not just living inside your own thoughts, assuming everyone else is receiving you the way you intended. You are paying attention to what is actually happening. Your patterns become easier to catch. Your reactions become easier to question. Your presence becomes something you can actually understand. And once you can see yourself that clearly, you give yourself a choice. You can adjust without pretending. You can improve without performing. And you can correct yourself without losing yourself. That is where self-observation becomes power. Because the person who can observe themselves can understand themselves. And the person who can understand themselves can awaken and evolve.